Hi, I'm Andrew Gitt, and if you haven't joined us for one of my videos before, welcome. Today I want to talk about index funds. If you are already familiar with how index funds work and the pros and cons of it, then you can skip this video and jump to the one called How to Safely Turn $500 into a Solid Investment with Index Funds. But for new investors, I suggest you take a few minutes and learn what index funds are and why they are a worthwhile place to invest your money. Before we get started, can I ask you to take 20 seconds and click the thumbs up under this video and the subscribe button? Then you can get updates about new videos that will be coming out. Okay, back to index funds. They are a very popular investment. I don't have the actual numbers on hand right now, but I read somewhere that in recent years, at least 20% of investments in the equity market was in index funds. And I think that will be a rising number because people want the safety that index funds offer. So what are the pros and cons of investment funds? And I'm sure some of you are saying, what exactly are investment funds? So index funds are a little bit of an intellectual idea. When you talk about them, you automatically sound smarter than people who are just talking about stocks. Even though index funds is really all about stocks, I'll try to explain what index funds are as simple as possible. Think of it this way. Imagine a bunch of people sitting around a table saying, where can we put someone's money? And they brainstorm a list of industries that are at the foundation of America's economy. Technology, financial, like banks, leisure, like cars or hotels or entertainment, staples, foods and drinks, like cereal companies or Coca-Cola, utilities, gas or phone, water, electricity, healthcare. This could be pharmaceutical companies, medical equipment, previous metals, gold, silver. You get the picture? You understand what I'm saying? If so, click the little thumbs up under the screen if you haven't already. Let me just clarify. I mentioned that they brainstorm a list of industries at the foundation of America's economy. There are indexes for the international investment. Many investors start off with just an American index, while others split 50-50. But sometimes people feel safer with American, as you have a better sense of the economy and where it may go. You probably know less about what's happening in the economy in other countries of the world, but that decision is for down the road. Let's go back to explaining what index funds are. So we have a group of people sitting around the table going through these different sectors of America's economy. And they pick out the stocks that they think are doing well in each sector. The group make their own list of stocks they group together into what we'll call a fund. And they make a list of the rules that will guide their fund and the policies for how they invest, where they invest, etc. And basically, this is what we call an index fund. And then you invest in their fund. And it's up to them to invest your money and then track the different stocks so you don't have to regularly be doing that. There are lots of different index funds. One is the Dow Jones. This was put together by a few editors of the newspaper, the Wall Street Journal, which is known to be a solid financial newspaper. The editors are pretty conservative by nature, which means they don't like to take big chances, and they like to stick to things that seem safe. For that reason, it's no surprise that their list of choice investments stays pretty much the same for a long time. It's low risk for them and for you. And you know what we mean when we say low risk in the investment world, right? It means that the lower the chance you take, the less profitable it will be for you. Let's be clear. There are two benefits to putting your money in low-risk investments. First, you don't spend your money because it's put away and not accessible. It's safe from your ability to waste it. And at the same time, it's making some money for you. How much of it depends on how much of it how much or how little it makes for you depends on the specific investment. But the lower the risk, the less it will make for you. There are index funds of different risk level, so you can choose how safe you want your money to be. Another index is the Standard & Poor's 500, which is called S&P 500. The Dow Jones actually usually performs better than the S&P 500 when we're talking over a period of time. The S&P has about 500 stocks included, which is why it's called the S&P 500. There are some index funds with 1,000 different stocks included. Are you getting the idea here? An index fund is pretty much a mutual fund that has an outside group decide on the index rather than an individual. To put it bluntly, instead of you choosing your own stocks to invest, or instead of having your own financial advisor put your money into individual stocks, you are trusting it into the hands of the Wall Street Journal editors if you invest in the Dow Jones Index. And if you invest in the S&P 500, you are giving your money to a bunch of people who work for that company. So why invest in index funds? One of the key benefits of index funds is that it's a good and smart investment for those who don't have much money. But like every other investment, it is never 100% safe. There are better indices, which, by the way, is the plural of index, worse indices, and those that are in the middle of the road. A key to good index fund management is a good manager, a good firm. So when you are investing in index funds, keep an eye out on what you are paying for the management. Index funds are also for those who are want it for a long term. It's like a road trip. You aren't ending it after an hour. So if you don't have patience to be in the car for long, don't ride in the trip. Same thing here. If you are a jumpy person when it comes to money, if you want to throw money into stocks when they are low or right after a world crisis, that's fine. But that's not what you will do with the index funds. Here, you need time and patience. Index funds is different than investing in specific stocks. Here you are investing in groups of stocks. And to be safe, good index funds offer diversity. Unless it's a specific type of index, such as biotechnology, an index fund doesn't just put all the money into one or two types of stocks. For example, it won't just invest in technology stocks and healthcare stocks. Instead, it could be in utilities, energy, real estate, technology, and healthcare stocks. It sounds too good to be true, is it? Like everything else in life, there is good and bad. Index funds don't work for someone who will need fast turnaround and easy access to the money. Also, although it has diversity, some complain today that they aren't as diverse as they should be. And finally, it doesn't have as high returns as some of the more risky investment options. On the other hand, your money is pretty safe here. And even better, you can often start with low amounts of investment. I have another video that tells you about some index funds that you can start with for only $500. But I'll tell you a not so secret. If you have real funds, if you are wealthy and can put a lot of money into investments, then don't go with the S&P 500 or Dow Jones or other similar index funds. Instead, you can actually create your own private index fund that could have a better return on the investment. But for that, you have to be a pretty savvy investor. Know a lot about investments in stocks. and have real money to invest. But if you are like me, we're not there yet. Hopefully one day. That's a good goal to aim for. So instead, let's focus on an index fund strategy that allows us to put in a little, grow our funds over the long term, and have relatively safety. So how do we do that? Step number one is to pick a company that offers index funds. This could be Fidelity or Vanguard or another one. But wait, don't rush to do that yet. When you are done learning the basics about index funds in this video, you can watch my video that recommends specific index funds for your investment, with some starting as low as $500. Do you think you are ready to move forward? Let's get started. Please click on the subscribe button below. Like this video by clicking on the thumbs up as well. And join me in my video about how to safely turn $500 into a solid investment with index funds. Over and out.